Hi, boys. A lot has happened in our country, our, in my head, in our world, in my body, not just my head. It's not just my head. Um, since my last video. So, Charlie Kirk passed. He was assassinated and martyred for his faith. That shook the country, shook the world, and shook a lot of people who have faith, right? Moving on. Okay, that was just my little time lapse of where we are as far as time in our video, okay? Um it it's been weird. Um I've been struggling mentally, and I guess I've been feeling guilty for being sick. And it's weird because the doctor has told me, my neurologist has told me that I should be feeling great, and I am on the right track to not having any more lesions and being healthy and better and doing all the right things. And for whatever reason, since then, I felt really guilty, and it's mentally just breaking me down, and it's making me feel guilty that Jamie has to keep taking off of work for appointments, and I feel like they're all the time. It's making me feel guilty that you guys have a mom with a chronic condition. It's making me feel guilty that other people just have to deal with me being sick. And I know that people don't see it that way. Like, I do know that, but it does mentally get to you. And when those thoughts creep in, it just builds up and it stores, and it just gets to you, right? So mentally, I think a lot of it is, I do have pain. I do have things that don't, parts of my body that don't work properly. And I'm in physical therapy, I'm in occupational therapy, I have different medications that I'm on. And when my 2-year-old is mimicking me taking medication, that gets to me personally. Like, that got to me mentally. That got to my soul. That got to my heart. He should not have to mimic that. And it got to the point where when I have to take my injection on a monthly basis, he wants to watch. And I know it's because it's something different, and it's, to him, he doesn't see the needle and he doesn't see the things that the injection is all about. But there's parts of it that it gets to you, and that's heartbreaking. So mentally, I think all of it just kind of built up, and then I just, when all of this with, I don't know, it wasn't when Charlie happened, but it's right around the same time. It was before, but it all just kind of built up, and it all just kind of broke open all at the same time. And I really, really recently had to rely on my faith and lean back into it. And if it wasn't for you three, and it wasn't for God, if it wasn't for waking up every day and taking care of Ennis, I don't know what would have happened, or what thoughts would have taken over. So not only was he our miracle child, but he's been a miracle in itself just being here. And it's here he's creeping in. It's been one of those things that, say hi. Without this little guy, who knows, right? But recently, in the last half week, I was having an issue to a med that I had just started like a couple weeks ago, and ended up in the ER. And I was cognitively having issues, and my eyesight is having issues. It's still having issues. Cognitive is still not the greatest, but it's better. I zone out. Like, it's just crazy. The ER doctors were good. They were great. They answered my questions. They took me seriously. I'm gonna do this because while they still took care of me, I still felt like I was being gaslighted simultaneously. Simply because there was things that it felt like they were just trying to answer questions as fast as they can and get me out, because I'm a chronic patient, I'm a woman, and it's just, oh, she's got MS, her eyesight can be crazy, and she can have cognitive issues, this is normal, she can leave. But there was a problem, and there was a problem. I know it wasn't just in my head because Jamie could physically see it. So when things like that happen, we had to advocate, and we had to ask questions, and we had to force them to do things. And they did another MRI. The brain scan looked great. There was no new lesions. There was no new flare. It was all fantastic, which doesn't explain crap. But the blood work showed that my blood sugar was high. So that potentially could be playing a part. We don't know. We haven't done any more blood work on that. I see my neurologist in a couple days again for another follow-up to see what he wants to do, and for another physical exam. Not sure what he's going to want to do, but it really got to me until it's still getting to me. I'm over it. I'm over being everybody's issue and problem and responsibility, and I'm over making other people feel like they have to take care of me all the time, and I'm over Jamie having to take off of work to be at my appointments, and I'm over Jamie feeling like he can't concentrate at work because he's worried about what's happening at home. And I'm sick of all of it. And I'm over it. I'm over it all. I'm over being sick. Not that I'm feeling sick, but I'm over being sick. Other than, I know God has a plan for me being sick. I know there's a greater plan for this. I just don't see it. I don't see it yet. And it's very frustrating. Very, very frustrating that I feel like everybody else's burden, and I feel like everybody else has to go through this. I love you.